a Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show. But Miss Kate said no. I'll tell you what you can do. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Katie Casey saw all the games, knew the players by their first names, told the umpire he was wrong all along, good and strong. When the score was just 2-2, Katie Casey knew what to do. Just to cheer up the boys she knew, she made the gang sing this song. Take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
All right. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to live coverage of Orioles baseball, where this afternoon the Baltimore Orioles will begin their Grapefruit League preseason schedule and start the road of their 2025 journey. Wow. Holy cow. Welcome back, folks. It's your old pal, the BirdWatcher here. People call me BW for short. Am I on? Is this thing on? Folks, I don't know what's going on. Let me know in the Charm City chat if you can hear me loud and clear. There's a lot of, what do you call it? Technical things I got to make sure that are working here. This is the first live stream of Season 2 on the BirdWatcher channel, and I couldn't be more excited. A lot of work has gone on during the off season. I did take a nice long rest after our short playoff run, but after that rest, I've been spending the last couple of months working along with a friend of mine who I want to shout out here, a buddy of mine named Bass, smart young man who knows his way around computers. He helped me get a lot of this stuff working, so we are going to do what we did last season, folks, and that is be the place for Baltimore Orioles baseball live in-game play-by-play and commentary. Right now, I see Masson up on the screen, but I'm a little bit worried because it seems about every 20 seconds the stream wants to freeze and then unfreeze. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be spring for me. It's going to be spring for the players. So be prepared for a little bit of rust, okay? But I'm going to call it the best I can, and we're going to see the Orioles take on the Pirates today. So today, Albert Suarez is going to get the ball first for the Orioles. He'll start the game. And for the Pirates, a gentleman whose name I'm not familiar with. I'm not too familiar with this man's name. Who do we got? Where is it? Okay, I've got the lineups, I see. I see the lineups. Let's see. What do we got? Yo, Spike, I got the Mots. What do you got? Who is this guy for the Pirates, huh? Who is this guy? Who is this man and what does he do? I'll find out here. Carmen Mlodzinski, Mlodzinski. Carmen Mlodzinski. will start for the Pirates. Okay. Let's take it on over to the in-game screen, which is, right over here. And we don't have the lineups listed here yet, although we ought to. Let's see. What happens if I do a little update here? A refresh. Anything at all? Let's see. It's a work in progress, folks. See, something just jumped up there on the scoreboard. All right, so folks, the only people that are probably here right now are those that are familiar with me and the channel, so they're going to allow me to make a lot of screw-ups and be patient. Isn't that right, gang? As we figure out this scoreboard here. Let me take a look-see. Yeah, things are jumping now. Things are jumping all over the place. It may not even make a difference until the game actually gets started and they get these animations going. Folks, normally I'd have a nice introduction, give you some sort of storyline in which to get prepared for today's game. But again, I am right now just pretty much overwhelmed by my new setup. I mean, I've got 3 giant screens in my face right now. And all of them are doing different things. Let's see. Let me check on the Charm City chat and make sure everything's hunky-dory. How you doing there, Rob, Chilo, Matt, William? Thank you for dropping the like. Baxter, Gunner, MG, Navies, Mertig, Card Craze. How you guys doing? Fantastic. All right. Well, this game still has about 11 minutes until first pitch, I believe. First pitch is at 1:05. I do have the game up again, and I'm trying to find a backup live stream that I can go to, like I always had last season, in case there was an issue. Good to have a backup. Completely went away, I guess. Did. Okay. So it's going to be like that then. Right. I'm going to have a meltdown. I can't even remember where I was. Who is this guy and what does he do? Where was I? Believable. All right. Let's try first with the old tried and true here. This is embarrassing, folks. Not used to leaving dead air like this. But, work in progress. How has your winter been? Do any good ice fishing? What's the temperature like in Baltimore today? I believe it's about 69 degrees in Sarasota today. Partly cloudy skies. Working feverishly. I had it up on my old game, but it was showing me MLB Network. The game should be on Masson. My goodness. They're making this extremely difficult. Right. Here's the deal. Folks, please stand by while I take care of some business here. Sorry for that. But I need to just peace out for a sec. I mean, I've got this listed as Orioles versus Pirates, but I'm looking at MLB Network, so I'm just going to have to wait. Hopefully, at the top of the hour, it's going to switch to the right game. That's pretty much all I can figure out right now, folks. I'm all over the place. All right, so now the scoreboard needs to be adjusted. I got to get in there. Where did the scoreboard go? Right there. Why did it move? Okay. That one's kind of back in. Then over here, same deal. Ah, God. Folks, I'm not going to get any better at this than I am right now, and I'm not good at this right now. Are you thinking I'm right-clicking when I'm clearly left-clicking? That's what's annoying me. Clearly left-clicking. Be nice. How about you be nice to BW? Been a long winter. All right, that's kind of back where it was. But again, the game hasn't started, so when it does, that might change again. Folks, I'm already exhausted. Where's the coffee? Start with that. And how can I get chat more visible? There's so much stuff to keep track of. It's impossible. All right, that helps. If I move that right there, that helps. It's still a game issue. Oh, we have Gunner here. How about that? How you doing? It is now 1 a.m. local my time, 1 p.m. Eastern where you are. So this broadcast should be starting. They're about to cut away to something. Let's see what they're cutting to. We have... Please don't make this complicated. What do we got? What do we got? Do we have anything? Oh, yeah, your lineup today, folks. Sorry about that. Is this? I can't even tell if this is frozen now. This is just sitting here motionless. What are you doing? Okay. Okay. We have an Albert Suarez sighting. We have an Albert Suarez sighting. Okay, folks. Okay. Breathe. Breathe. All right. For the Orioles, the lineup is thus: leading off and playing shortstop, Gunnar Henderson; batting second and playing center field, Cedric Mullins. Jordan Westberg will bat third and play third base. Ryan O'Hearn's going to DH and bat cleanup. Ryan Mountcastle will be at first base and bat fifth. Gary Sanchez will do the catching and hit sixth. Jackson Holliday will bat seventh and be at second base. Ramon Laureano in right field. He'll bat eighth. And Dylan Carlson will bat ninth and play in left. For the Pirates, Nick Gonzalez will lead off and play second base. Is it Josh Palacios in left field? Bat second. Henry Davis, the catcher, will hit third. I don't know a lot of these guys. We have a Nick York as the DH. He'll hit fourth. In right field, batting fifth, DJ Stewart. Batting sixth and playing first base, Derek Hall. Hitting seventh in center field, you have Billy Cook. Anybody know this guy? Leover Peguero will bat eighth and play short, and Emmanuel Valdez is at third base, batting ninth for the Pirates. Again on the mound, a fellow by the name of Mudzlinski. Don't quote me on that. Derek Hall, apparently ex-Philly Derek Hall. Yes, indeed. How you doing there, JJ? All right, folks. Once again, welcome to Season 2 of the BirdWatcher channel. Welcome to the 72nd season of the Baltimore Orioles baseball franchise. It's now the 72nd season since they moved over from St. Louis in 1954. The first 30 of those 71 seasons in the books, the Orioles won 6 pennants and 3 World Series. That was the first 30 years. In the 41 years since, the Orioles have won 0 World Series and 0 pennants. Folks, this is BW talking at you right now. And let me tell you something. This channel is for those who believe. If you're an Orioles fan, if you believe we can do it, then this is the place to be. This isn't the place to be for a non-believer. Every season's another chance. I'm getting excited. I've been excited. I'm ready to go. And right now, the game is, or the broadcast, I should say, is playing with no interruptions. Also, by the way, huge upgrade for me. Now that I can use a second computer, I can now listen to the actual game audio. I can hear the mitt pop. I can hear the crack of the bat. I might even be able to pick up a few swear words from people chirping from the dugout or at home plate. So plenty to be excited about for me here after spending an entire season. And folks, I will remind you, first season of this channel, I had a goal to call every single Orioles game. Game 1 all the way to 162 plus the postseason. And guess what? I done did it. Gonna try to do it again this season. Gotta be honest with you, I really don't know how it happened last year. It was against all odds. It really shouldn't have happened. So many things can and do go wrong, but somehow that happened. Albert Suarez, folks.
Hey, you watch me every day.
That's right. The sound effects board is back.
Hey, you watch me every day.
I'm not sure if that's playing loud enough.
Hey, you watch me every day.
Albert Suarez is taking his warm-up pitches. He just gave the sign, I'll throw one more, and you toss it around the horn there. Folks, just a friendly reminder, those in the Charm City chat, again, we're just getting back into things as Nick Gonzalez strides up to the plate here for the Pirates. I can't believe it, folks. I'm back in my element. It's like I never got off the bicycle. This is where I'm meant to be. Suddenly, everything falls into place. I understand what I'm supposed to do. This is what I am here for on this earth, folks, to call Orioles games. Albert Suarez, the big man, gets his first sign, and the first pitch of the ball game's a little bit low and outside for ball 1. Now, it's time to go in here and adjust this scoreboard, okay? So I'm going to take it back to the main screen, or excuse me, to the chat scene. Oh, God, that's not playing. Here's a ground ball to Gunnar Henderson on a 1-0 pitch, and he'll throw over to first in time. First batter retired by Albert Suarez on a ground ball. Gunnar Henderson with a nice strong throw. 1 away on 2 pitches. All right, let me now pop in here and try to adjust this thing. Give me a sec. Palacios at the plate now, and first pitch is strike one. Hang in there. And the 0-1 from Albert is a little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strike. So if I got this. Yeah, this is going to be a work in progress, folks. So right now, there is Palacios. Not sure if we're going to get pitch-by-pitch animation here or not. Doesn't look like it yet. The count is 2-1 right now with 1 out, nobody on. Just getting started in the top of the first spring training game for the Orioles here. Next pitch from Suarez is tapped foul at the plate. Count is 2-2. Let me take a look at here. I got to decide what's better to use, Yahoo or I think I might be using ESPN here. Two balls, 2 strikes on Palacios. Next pitch from Suarez is swung on and hit in the air, popped up left field, camped under it, and making the catch is Dylan Carlson for out number 2. 2 down here in the top of the first. And stand by while I... Okay, so this plus this. Sure, which one's better? Okay, here's Henry Davis, the Pittsburgh catcher, and he takes low and outside for ball 1. 2 down, nobody on. No score, top of the first. Maybe that's... Here's a ball hit on the ground, base hit down the left field line. Davis makes the turn. He's going for 2. The throw is in. It's close, but it's not in time. Henry Davis with a 2-out double. Throw in from Carlson a little bit offline. Hustle shown there by Davis. So a 2-out double for Pittsburgh. That'll bring up Nick York. Mr. York at the plate. Right-handed batter. And he goes after the first pitch and fouls it off to the right. If you click, so I saw my name pop up. If you click on the strike zone, it should start throwing pitches, showing pitches. Well, it's being taken from a website and then put into a piece of streaming software. So within the software, I'm not sure if it works that way. This pitch is fouled away. 0-2 the count on York. Runner at second with 2 down, no score, top of the first. The Orioles will have Gunnar Henderson, Sed Mullins, and Jordan Westberg due up in the bottom half of the inning. Albert Suarez showing a little bit of gray in his beard. A little bit of stubble there. That pitch is in the dirt. Gets away from Sanchez, but Davis will stay at second. 1 ball, 2 strikes. All right, so let me get over here. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you're seeing it now. You're seeing a better version of this, right? There's the wild pitch that happened a little bit ago. And that's a wild pitch. Maybe this was the second one. The runner will now move up to third base. Oh, okay. So I'm a little bit behind, actually. I'm a little bit behind. How about them apples? Okay. And here's the first pitch. It's a full count now in York with a runner at third and 2 down. Folks, again, It's just good to be back, right? It's not going to be my best call, believe me. But the point is, we're back. The game so far has been streaming uninterrupted. So I'm very happy with that. Payoff pitch is off the plate for ball 4. So Suarez, after getting the first 2 down, now has runners at the corners. And DJ Stewart, former Oriole, left-handed batter, spent some time with the Mets. Terrible season in New York last season. Not a whole lot of playing time, but hit just 177, 19 RBI. First pitch to Stewart is a little bit high. Had the plate, ball 1. What kind of music do I like? All kinds, country and western. I like all kinds of music. Really do. 1-0 pitch is high. The count is 2-0. You know what would be music to my ears right now? A lucky strike, so I can calm my nerves. Speaking of calming nerves, Gary Sanchez walks out to the mound, puts his hand on Albert Suarez's shoulder. The two have a little chat. Albert is now 2-0 on the batter. Sanchez is trying to get him to focus here, get out of this inning without any damage. Two 2-0 the count on Stewart. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Suarez from the belt, the pitch, swung on and missed. Fastball, belt high. 2 balls, 1 strike. So about 69 degrees here in Sarasota. It's always fun to see the dugouts at the beginning of spring because there's hardly any room for anybody. It's standing room only as Stewart fouls him one way. The count even up at 2-2. 19 pitches in the first inning so far for Suarez, who probably won't go more than 2 or 3 innings in this first outing. The 2-2. Swung on. That ball's crushed by Stewart. He's admiring it. Going back, looking up at the wall. That ball will hit off the wall. It'll stay in the yard, but it'll score at least 1 run. Here comes a relay throw in. It is not in time. It's a 2-out, 2-run double for DJ Stewart. And the Pirates jump out to the early lead, 2-0. Well, Albert Suarez got off to a pretty good start. But the Pirate batters, Stewart really barreled that one up. He thought it was gone off the bat. He's standing at second now with 2 RBIs to his name. That'll bring up the left-handed hitting first baseman Hall, who takes ball 1. Derek Hall, AAA last year, 16 homers, 72 runs batted in, with a 236 average, 230 something. Swing and a miss here. The count's up, even up a 1-1. Sorry, folks. Your boy is gotten to getting used to this stuff. Oh, I got a picture-in-picture. I'm taking a peek at the Mets and the Astros. Hey, speaking of other games, folks, tomorrow, where I run the stream slightly better than today, the Orioles will be on again, playing the Philadelphia Phillies at their complex. And that first pitch will be the same as today, 1:05 p.m. Cade Povich will be starting that one. This ball's low and in on Hall, and Suarez has a count now of 2-2. He is well over 20 pitches here in the first inning. Has not been a great first inning so far, and now they've switched it to the Houston Mets game. They've just switched it. They straight up switched it because Juan Soto is batting. Soto is out of the Yankees. He's out of the American League. And I tell you what, I still can't stand him because now he's just interrupted my baseball game. They cut away from the Orioles game because Juan Soto is batting in a spring training game. Are you kidding me? Well, the inning looks like it's over. At the end of half an inning, it's the Pirates 2 and the Orioles coming up. But it's all about Soto, I guess, who lifts a ball in the air to deep center field, and that ball is gone. Juan Soto just hit his first Mets home run in spring, and I had to sit here and watch it and call it. Can we go back to the game I'm watching now? Am I allowed to decide the game I'm watching? What do you think? Unbelievable. Folks, it's enough to drive me crazy. Thank you, Jeremy. Good to be back. I'm watching on MLB Network, actually. I can try to get the Masson game up. Yeah, now the at-bat is over. Pete Alonso is batting, and they're still on the game. So they just completely gave up on the Oriole game, and I have no idea why. All right, stand by, please. Unbelievable. Got to be kidding me. They just plain gave up. They gave up. I mean, that's downright sad. Now they are going back to the game? Wow. So they really did. Okay, so it's back to the Oriole game. Gunnar Henderson at the plate. I guess Gunnar Henderson, why not interrupt him batting? Because, you know, Soto is hitting. What is going on? Gunnar Henderson takes outside. It's 2-0. Folks, remember this? Wait a minute.
His name's Gunnar, and he's dating my mom.
2-0 pitch is swung on and popped up center field. Camping under it and making the catch is Cook for out number 1. Sounded nice off the bat, but that's probably because I can actually hear the ball being hit now. Cedric Mullins is coming up.
Well said, now you know what to do.
Oh, my goodness. Mullins takes up and away for ball 1. This is the final year, his walk year with the Orioles. And with Enrique Bradfield Jr., the young center field prospect, with a lot of the same tools that Mullins has, he is projected to probably be ready for the big team next year and maybe even get a little bit of playing time in the back half of this season. So this could be the swan song for Ced Mullins as he fouls this 1-1 pitch back. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And I can see I'm behind. So this is ESPN. I might want to go with the Yahoo just because maybe they're a little bit slower. That might be the play. 1-2 to Mullins is swung on a miss. He chased a pitch in the dirt for out number 2. Jordan Westberg coming up next.
Well, West is that way.
All right. I'm going to call an audible here. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Oh, that's not. Where are you? First pitch to Westberg's low for ball one. Jordan Westberg, folks. Had my vote last year for my... All right, so if I adjust this now, this is a little bit redundant, isn't it? Hang in there, folks. 0-2 the count on Westberg. 2 down, nobody on in the bottom of the first. 2-0 Pirates. First game, the Grapefruit League for the Orioles, as that pitch is in the dirt, a ball and 2 strikes. All right, so we go with this. With something like this. Now we're looking at that. Let's try that out. That's a check swing. They appeal over to first. No swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hey, a reminder, folks. The automatic balls and strikes system is going to be tested out in the spring. This ball's hit on the ground by Westberg, and it is a fair ball that is not handled cleanly at third. It's going to be an infield hit, I believe. Might be an error in the regular season, but I got a feeling the scorekeeper is going to give Westberg an infield hit on this. Hits it hard on the ground inside the third base line, and the Orioles have their first base runner of the spring. Emmanuel Valdez at third tried to backhand it, and it hit off the heel of his glove and rolled about 15 feet behind him. Ryan O'Hearn at the plate, folks. It's time to...
Lights on. Let's turn and burn.
Let's turn and burn, shall we? Ryan O'Hearn last season hit .264. And he's also in the final year of what was a 2-year deal with an option year. The Orioles exercised the option. Two down, runner at first. The 1-1 pitch is hit on the ground. Over at shortstop to his right in the hole. Makes the play just in time. O'Hearn retired to win the inning. The Orioles get a runner on base. Westberg with a hit. He is stranded. We go to the second inning. It's the Pirates 2 and the Orioles nothing. All right, I'm starting to feel a little bit settled down. I tell you what. It's just so much stress. Can anybody calm me down?
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've come too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to keep our composure.
What is going on, folks? What is going on? You know what? Maybe we got off to a little bit of a weird start because we're missing something. We're missing something right now. That's what I'm talking about. Now, you know where you are.
You know where you are? You in the jungle, baby. You're gonna die.
How you doing? Hey, folks, we've got some new buttons here on the old soundboard. I don't want to give them all away. But we actually have one we used last season for Emmanuel Rivera. Turns out Gary Sanchez has the same nickname that he was given years ago. He actually had it first. He's known as the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
So when Sanchez comes up, there's a sneak peek. All right. And we go now to the top of the second inning. And out for a second inning of work is Albert Suarez. Probably his last inning after throwing a lot of pitches in the first. Center fielder Cook at the plate, and he fouls the first pitch off for strike one. Hey, look at Ben McDonald down there in the dugout, decked out in Oriole coaching gear. He is a guest coach during the spring. As Suarez's next pitch is low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now suddenly that scoreboard is way behind. It's the spring. I'm sure everything will be nice and smooth once we get going. 2 balls, 1 strike to the leadoff man for the Pirates here in the top of the second. And the next pitch is fouled back, 2-2. Folks, I'm sure we don't have a huge turnout for this preseason game, and probably going to be that way through the next week and then most of March. But once we get going here on the regular season, probably going to be pretty difficult for me to keep an eye on chat as much as I used to. Well, look at that. David in France just gave me a reason to say what I was about to say. Is the 3-2 pitch from Suarez is hit in the air, right center field. Drifting back on it is the right fielder. Who is that? Laureano, who makes the catch for the first out here in the top of the second. David.
Message for you, son.
Popping in with a message.
And I want to thank you very much for that. I really do.
David says, here's to a great season, BW. And one of the things that I have yet to, let's see if I pop it over here. You got the chat up here. But one thing I'd like to be able to do, here's a slow roller to second. Holiday up with it, throws to first in time. Leover Peguero with a 1-pitch ground out for out number 2. And Suarez does have a chance to settle down here. 2 down, 33 pitches here in the second inning, about the face of the number 9 hitter. Yeah, folks, so once we get going, and there's thousands of people watching per game and not hundreds, if you want to get BW's attention, Super Chat might be your best bet. I'll do my best to try to keep up with the chat, especially between innings, once I get nice and settled in. If I'm not expecting anybody to send donations my way. If you don't have a donation to give, I get it. This is free content. So take advantage of that, you know. But yeah. Oh, that one's hit hard. Into the corner, down for a base hit in the right field. Laureano picks it up quickly, though, and he's going to hold Emmanuel Valdez to a long single. Ramon Laureano, known for having a very strong throwing arm. One of the strongest outfield arms out there, and one of the benefits of having him on the team. And he fired it back in there, kept Valdez to a long single with 2 down. Back to the top of the order for Nick Gonzalez, second baseman. Tiny guy. Looks about Jose Altuve size up there at the plate. Just about a head and a half taller than the catcher, and his crouch is Gonzalez. Once again, thanks to David in France for the super chat. That's my boy.
And I want to thank you very much for that. I really do.
1-1 the count. Take it back on over here. 2 down, runner at first. The Pirates ahead 2-0 here in the top of the second inning. First game of the Grapefruit League season, which lasts about 5 weeks. Orioles are going to face a lot of teams on multiple occasions. The Pirates probably more than anybody. In fact, of the 8 games Masson is broadcasting this spring, 4 of them are against Pittsburgh. Here's a check on the runner at first. He's back. 2-1 the count on Gonzalez. 2 down, runner at first. That's right, folks. We got a Discord. We've got some great mods in here. Be sure to say hello and always be kind. We'll go over the Charm City chat rules when things get a little busier, but I'm sure everybody's nice and chill right now. We got a 3-1 count on Gonzalez. Next pitch is taken inside. That's ball 4. So once again, Suarez gets 2 outs and then starts to get into trouble. 41 pitches, and that's going to do it. Brandon Hyde points to the pen and let the merry-go-round begin. Suarez unable to make it out of the second inning. 41 pitches on the day. He gave up that big 2-run double to DJ Stewart with 2 out in the first. Just didn't have very lively stuff, but that's to be expected. First time out. But hey, he did what Brandon Hyde asked him to do, which is what Albert Suarez has done all last season. The Orioles needed something. They went to Albert and said, "Can you do this?" And Albert said, "Yes." Here we are at the beginning of the spring. A lot of these pitchers are just getting themselves acclimated and getting their arms warmed up, trying to build up their stamina. And Brandon Hyde needed somebody to go out there and throw the first couple of innings. Who's he pick? He picks Albert Suarez because he'll do it. But now we call the bullpen. Who's coming out? I got no idea, but we'll see. I'm just happy right now that they're not cutting away to a Juan Soto. I swear, if I see that during the regular season, I don't know. I'll have to write a very stern letter. What do we got going on in the chat here? How you doing? Hey, let's get this subscriber number up, huh? What do you say? That thing over there? Let's get it back up to 2,300. That's where we were when the season ended back in October. 2,300 with a little bit of change left on the end. All we've done for 4 months or so is watch that sub count go down. We got to get it back up. Hey, if you're watching, sub it up. Hey, we got a new pitcher, number 81, Rivera. And the first pitch he throws is grounded to first base. Mountcastle scoops it up, will tap the bag with his foot for the unassisted putout, and the inning is over. Rivera, the new pitcher on, throws one pitch to win the second inning. We go to the bottom half. It's the Pirates 2, the Orioles nothing. Now, what Rivera, you ask? Yaquui. Yaquui Rivera. Yaquui Rivera. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, my bad. Yaquui, if you ever get to the show, I'll be sure to get it right. Until then, we're going with Yaquui. All right? All right. Is that how it's pronounced? Jackie? Jackie? Oh. What are you doing now? Jackie, but it begins with a Y? I know a Y can sound like a J sometimes. But at the beginning of a beginning? I don't know. I think it's a kind of Pokemon. Oh, is it Jack? All right, we'll just go with Jackie. Hey, I don't frickin' know. I don't know. I know I need a lucky.
I mean, you know I'm a Lucky Strike man from...
This is Jack Burton in the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there.
Hold that thought, everybody. I'm going to go behind the curtain. Hey, look at that. I reappeared. All right. Mlodzinski is out for his second inning of work on the mound for the Pirates. Ryan Mountcastle at the plate, and the first pitch is strike one. I heard the announcer just say Yaki. I just heard the announcer say Yaki. Oh, and 2 the count on Mountcastle. And that pitch is well outside, a ball and 2 strikes. Need to relax. Folks, how you doing? I was scrambling right before I went on the air. I didn't even get to play my intro the way I wanted to. I just had to do a hard start. But man, I tell you what, I'm just happy. Baseball is back. I'm in my element. 1-2 to Mountcastle's outside, 2-2. Mountcastle, really looking forward to seeing what he can do with the wall moved in from left field. Nobody lost more home runs with that giant left field in Baltimore than Mountie, and he lifts one in the right. That one's going to dunk in there for a base hit. Mountcastle with a bloop off the end of the bat to the opposite field, and he's got himself a leadoff single. Folks, I think we got a little something for that. What do we do with that? Yeah. Or I'm sorry. We're supposed to turn on the faucet. It's all coming back to me, folks. Base hit, faucet, sprinkler on the double. Here is Gary Sanchez making his first appearance as an Oriole.
Release the Kraken.
By the way, Mountcastle, sorry I missed your button.
Okay, mount up.
Pitch is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gary Sanchez signed for a 1-year deal worth $8 million. Played with the Brewers last season. Splitting time with probably the best catcher in baseball, William Contreras, as he hits one hard on the ground and past the outreach glove at shortstop for a base hit. A hard hit grounder by Sanchez. And the first 2 Orioles are on base. Now we can hit that sprinkler again. After a little bit of faucet. First and second. Nobody out. And we've got ourselves a big chance for a young man with a lot to prove here this spring. Jackson Holliday, he looks at a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Folks, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? That pitch is inside. It's 2-0. Jackson Holliday, folks. If he can become the player everyone thinks he should be, this lineup is going to be ridiculously strong. The 2-0 pitch is a little bit off the plate. Oh, wait, is that a late strike call? Yes, it is. Very late body language from the home plate umpire. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lodzinski, next pitch is fouled away. It's 2-2. Come on, Jackson. Holliday's arms are getting a little bit bulkier. Those biceps are growing. 2-2 pitch is well low and inside. We got a full count. Nobody out, first and second. The Orioles trail by 2 here in the bottom of the second inning. And the runners might be off with the pitch. We'll see. Mountcastle, the lead runner. Sanchez, the trail, the pitch, swung on, hit on the ground, first base. They go to second, will get one, and that's all they'll get is Sanchez with a bit of an awkward slide in the second. My goodness, don't injure yourself. One at bat into your Oriole career. Oh my God, they're showing me a split screen with Juan Soto at the plate. You got to be kidding me. The Orioles have first and third with one out. I'm sorry, it was Lindor at the plate. Apparently the Mets are just so good now because they have Soto that they get... This ball is a wild pitch. Here comes the run home, and the Orioles are on the board. A wild pitch by Mlodzinski with Ramon Laureano at the plate. And Ryan Mountcastle scores from third base. The Orioles are on the board. It's 2-1. It's not the prettiest way to score, but it's our first run of the season, and we'll take it. 2-1 the score, and now they've cut to Juan Soto with no shot of the Oriole game. Now it's just the Juan Soto show.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
Hey, MLB Network.
Why don't you wake up and smell what you shoveling?
Honestly.
Hit the bricks, pal. You're done.
Well, I say when you gotta go, you gotta go.
How about this? Peace, love, dope. Now get the hell out of here.
Soto hits one on the ground to second, and it's going to be a fielder's choice. Wow, how exciting. A spring training fielder's choice for Juan Soto. And now we go back to the Oriole game. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I am gobsmacked. I don't even know what to say. Ramon Laureano is at the plate for Baltimore, folks. He's got a button, don't you know?
Ramon just threw a rock at me.
And the pitch is low and away. He had a 2-1 count that we missed because Juan Soto is so important. 3-1 now the count. Jackson Holliday at second base. He's the tying run, one out. And the pitch is swung on and missed. He chased one. Might have been ball 4. Outside edge of the plate at best. Full count now. Mlodzinski on 35 pitches. And that one's up the middle and past the diving second baseman into center field. Jackson Holliday is showing off the Jets. The throw offline and dribbles away. And that'll be an RBI single for Ramon Laureano. He'll take second base on the errant throw. And the Orioles have tied it up, folks. It's 2-2. Welcome to the team, Ramon Laureano.
Oh, it's magic. You know. Oh, it's magic. On a magic carpet ride. On a magic carpet ride. Who believe in magic?
Folks, we got ourselves a tie ball game again. Dylan Carlson takes a curveball and a beauty from Lodzinski for called strike 1. Carlson is switch hitter, batting from the left side. Came up with the Cardinals. Spent some time with Tampa Bay last season. And he has an inside-out swing, goes to third base on the ground, and that'll be out number 2. Laureano will be held at second base on that grounder with 2 down. And that'll bring back to the top of the order. Hopefully we'll see Gunnar Henderson get one more chance to swing a bat. RBI spot, a chance to give the Orioles the lead here in the bottom of the second, and Gunnar is indeed up.
His name's Gunnar, and he's dating my mom.
First pitch to him is hit on the ground, second base, 1 bounce. That should end the inning, and it does. But the Orioles tie it up. They tie it up with a big hit from Ramon Laureano. Jackson Holiday also getting involved in the rally. We'll head to the third inning with the Pirates and Orioles tied at 2. All right, folks. It's just that easy. We need a slogan like Orioles run for it all the time. We need lots of slogans. I need my Lucky. Am I ever going to light it up? How you doing, Dan? How you been? Huh? How have you been? How has everybody been? Talk to me, folks. Talk to me. Show of hands. Who's going to be here tomorrow at 1 o'clock when the Orioles take on the Phillies with Cade Povich getting the start? We'll probably get to see maybe Tyler O'Neill for the first time. A couple of other guys that aren't in the game today. By the way, Felix Bautista was on the injury report as day-to-day, but don't let that get you worried. He's doing just fine. He hasn't had any setbacks. But the Orioles might not be using him in live game action for maybe a few days to a week. The Phillies game is not on Masson, Rob, but it is on MLB Network. It's like their spotlight game for tomorrow. So there should be plenty of coverage if you have access to MLB Network. All right. So that's a yes. We got some folks that are going to be here. Baxter, Base. Hey, Base, heck, how you been, buddy? Hey, if I don't shout you out, by the way, folks, I'm not trying to ignore you. Hopefully I've caught everybody. There's Scott. All right, we're underway, and that first pitch, Keegan Aiken in the game right now, is hit pretty far into left center field. But Dylan Carlson's going to shag it down a couple of feet shy of the warning track. Keegan Aiken, folks, with the departure of Danny Coulombe in the offseason, Aiken could be considered, at this stage, our most dependable left-handed reliever, as he throws a first pitch strike here to the cleanup DH, Nick York. 1 out, nobody on for the Pirates, top of the third, 2-2 ball game. Aiken will be part of a trio of lefties in middle relief, barring an unforeseen event or injury. The other two being Gregory Soto, who came over in that trade deadline move from the Phillies, along with Sir Anthony Dominguez, a right-hander. And then there's Cionel Perez, who's been around. That's strike 3. Keegan Aiken. I don't think Suarez had a punch-out, but Aiken does. First Orioles strikeout of the spring.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
2 down, nobody on. DJ Stewart at the plate. He drove in both of the Pirate runs, takes a first pitch swing and fouls it off for strike 1. Aiken has gotten 2 outs and strike 1 on just 5 pitches, including a strikeout. That's the kind of effectiveness I like to see from him. That ball's lifted in the air by Stewart. He got some lift on it, and that ball's going to carry out of here. DJ Stewart, just as I'm singing the praises of Keegan Aiken, he got the perfect launch angle on this swing. Just gulfed it out to right field. And the Pirates have regained the lead. DJ Stewart has driven in all 3 runs, a double and now a home run. And his new teammates have got to be feeling pretty impressed. So Aiken, much like Albert Suarez, gets the first couple of outs and then trouble. 1-0 pitch to Derek Hall is low, 2-0 the count. Next pitch is popped up. Foul ground, first base side. Mountcastle heading over toward the camera well. He's leaning in, but it's a couple of feet out of reach. 2-1 on Derek Hall. Michael, the answer is a definite no. They actually have Bautista listed as day-to-day on the injury report. I wouldn't expect to see him in a game for at least a few days. There hasn't been any setbacks with Bautista. Nothing, no negative reporting. It's just they're going to do everything gradual with him. But I would expect him to make his spring debut sometime in the next few days. Here's a swing and a miss, and that'll end the inning. Aiken gets his second punch out of the inning.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
Couple of strikeouts for Aiken, but he gives up a home run ball, and the Pirates regain the lead. We head now to the bottom of the third. It's Pittsburgh 3 and the Orioles 2. How you doing? Luck be a lady.
I mean, you know I'm a Lucky Strike man from way back, so...
All right, folks, be honest with me. Come on, what do you think of the new digs, huh? Who put in some work here, huh? I'd love to see that sub count number move live, you know? Actually, that 0 looks a little bit crooked. And by move, I mean move upward. Oh, man. Fingers crossed, folks. Yeah, so the idea is once the regular season gets going, you're going to have Camden Yards in the background for all our home games. And then for road games, you'll have a background much like this for wherever we're playing. And the idea is to get it from an angle kind of like this, because when the game is on, I'm looking this way at the TV, which when we're over here makes sense. It's kind of like I'm looking back toward home plate, right? So basically this angle from the crowd, looking at the field from whatever ballpark we're playing in, that's the plan. Now you don't have to see my awful apartment. People don't have to keep asking me why I have a Midsommar poster on my wall. We can just skip all that now. Lovely. But the Luckies are still here. Bottom of the third inning is Ced Mullins coming up.
Well said, now you know what to do.
You know what to do, Ced. Folks, I don't know if you happen to tune into my preseason playing time projections podcast. My goodness, was that preseason playing time projections pod? Yeah, there's too many P's. There's just too many P's. 1-1 pitch to Mullins is a called strike, 1-2. But one of the major talking points I had in that talking about playing time for the Orioles this season is that I tend to think that they're going to start phasing Mullins out in order to give Kjerstad some at-bats. 1-2 pitch to him is in the dirt, rolls away for ball 2. There's a few different reasons why I think this is the case. First of all, this is the year Heston Kjerstad needs to find some at-bats. It's difficult when you got Colton Cowser, another lefty bat in the lineup every day. And you went out and you got Tyler O'Neill, and he's going to start more often than not. 2-2 pitch to Mullins inside for ball 3. But here's the deal. The Orioles have moved in the wall there in left field, which for me tells me that they can afford, as Mullins fouls off the payoff pitch, we'll do it again. The Orioles could afford to play Cowser in center field and perhaps play Tyler O'Neill in left and Heston Kjerstad in right. Kerstad can also get some DH starts. Ryan Mountcastle, facing right-handers, can get 1 or 2 games off every 10 games. Those can go to Kerstad as well. But I do think for Sed Mullins, he'd be best used, especially right now with Jorge Mateo not going to be ready as a bench weapon to begin the season. This team, the one thing that's sort of missing right now in the recipe is a speed guy off the bench for some late inning strategy. Sed Mullins could fill that role and also provide a defensive upgrade as well. And here's a stolen base attempt, and they got Sed. And I got it. Or no, that's Bradfield. Bradfield came in to Enrique Bradfield has been gunned down in his first stolen base attempt of the spring as he came on to pinch run for Mullins. Henry Davis throws him out, and I got to tell you, it was not a very good-looking slide here from Bradfield. He looked like Willie Mays Hayes, like he went to slide a little too early. And his momentum sort of slowed down as he got into the bag there. That's not what we're supposed to be seeing from Bradfield. Bit of an auspicious debut here in the spring. So that wipes out the base runner. 1 out in the inning, nobody on. Westberg at the plate, 2-1 pitch. He goes opposite field. Heading back on it is Stewart, and he makes a lunging grab and goes face first into the wall. Westberg, as he often does, takes the pitch wherever it's thrown. And this one on the outside part of the plate, he went opposite field. Nearly got himself extra bases, but he is retired on the catch by Stewart. 2 down, Ryan O'Hearn at the plate.
Lights on. Let's turn and burn.
He takes low for ball 1. By the way, Burrows, a right-hander, the new pitcher on for the Pirates. That's Burrows. Don't ask me about him because I don't know. There's a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike to Ryan O'Hearn. Here's a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, nobody on. 3-2 Pittsburgh in the bottom of the 3rd. The Orioles got a walk. Sed Mullins. Enrique Bradfield Jr. came on to pinch run, and he'll stay in the game, obviously, to play center field where Mullins was. But he got thrown out trying to steal second base. 1-2 pitch to O'Hearn is fouled back. Do it again. How's that out-of-town scoreboard working? It says Red Sox Rays. Is that thing moving? Doesn't appear to be moving. Has it been stuck on the same out-of-town score the whole time? It should be scrolling along. Another thing I got to figure out. It's 2-2 on Ryan O'Hearn now. Next pitch from Burrows is swung on and missed. That one was in the dirt. Davis tags O'Hearn with the ball to end the inning. Oh, the Orioles got a walk. Mullins was lifted for a pinch runner. Bradfield tried to steal, and he was caught. So the minimum 3 batters faced. We go now to the 4th inning. It's 3-2 Pittsburgh. My goodness. Did I ever play Little League baseball? If so, which positions? I was a catcher or a first baseman in my playing days, which ended my freshman year of high school. So I didn't get very far. But I had a good excuse. It's called Osgood-Schlader's disease. It took my knees out. So I can pretend like I would have been a great major leaguer one day, but darn that Osgood-Schlader's disease. All right. That was a lovely lucky. Yeah, it's just showing Red Sox Rays. What's that all about? I'm gonna take a look at that for a minute. We're gonna go over here for a sec. Bradfield wearing number 89 again in the ball game now, playing center field with a dirty uniform after that caught stealing. And Brian Baker, Oriole right-hander, is on the pitch. Cook at the plate, and a swing and a miss for strike one. We're in the top of the fourth. Baker on the outside looking in terms of a spot on the major league team, breaking camp. Again, the bullpen is pretty set. There aren't really any battles. Your three middle relief right-handers right now, as we got a slow rolling grounder to shortstop. Over to first by Vasquez, who's in the game now at short for Gunnar Henderson. He makes the play for one out. And I completely forgot what my original point was before. All right, what's the deal with this scoreboard? It should be changing and updating. Liover Peguero, right-handed batter for the Pirates, now at the plate. Shortstop, he takes a little bit high for ball one. Grounded out his first time up. He pops this one up, right field. Long run toward the foul line. And Laureano will finally get there to make the catch. 2 down. 2 outs on 5 pitches for Brian Baker. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on with this here scoreboard. Yeah, this seems to be updating itself. Emmanuel Valdez at the plate, strike one. All right, I think we're cooking with gas now. I think we're cooking with gas. Boom. Out of town scores. Here's a pitch, ground ball to second. Holiday has it over to first, and that'll do it. Brian Baker gets 3 outs on 8 pitches. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 3-2 Pirates. My goodness. Oh, it might have just been locked. I don't know why, but I can see it moving now, so I feel better. Actually, if anything, I'd like it to move a little slower than it is. Maybe hold on each score for about 4 or 5 seconds instead of the 2 or 3 it's doing. What do you guys think? The scoreboard moving a little too quick? Is it too much visual noise? I don't know. I welcome all feedback. I won't necessarily adhere to whatever your advice is, but I welcome it. Moving too fast for you, Froggy? I'll see if there's a way to slow it down. I don't know how to do it yet, though. Don't know. But I would like to slow it down a little bit. It is a little too fast. Mountcastle, Sanchez, and Holiday are due up. We'll see if they get their at-bats. Yep. Hey, I'm live. You can hear the microphone okay. It's coming through loud and clear. You got the information on the board. I'm lit okay. I'm in HD. I humbly apologize to all of you out there that I'm now in high definition and you have to look at me with even more clarity than ever before. But hey, you got to take the good with the bad, I guess, right? Here we go, bottom of the fourth, and Ryan Mountcastle's at the plate.
Okay, mount up.
And we got a new pitcher out for the Pirates, last name Nicholas. Wearing number 86, Kyle Nicholas. Actually pitched quite frequently last season for the Pirates. 51 appearances, ERA of 3.95. And Mountcastle with a bad half swing. Now even up at 1-1. The hat is in HD. That pitch is off the plate outside. 2 balls and a strike. Ryan Mountcastle. What will become of him between now and next year being his final year before he becomes a free agent? Kobe Mayo waiting in the pipeline. Seems to be the natural replacement. 3-1 pitch is a little bit high. That's ball 4. A leadoff walk. Hey, I remember the walk button.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Melanie, I'm huge on the screen, huh? Oh, you know. Size isn't everything. It's a lot. Hey, here's Gary Sanchez.
Release the Kraken.
And that pitch, Sanchez had to duck out of the way of that one. Sanchez hit a hard grounder into left field for a base hit his first time up. That was part of that Oriole 2-run rally. Baltimore looking to rally again here with a runner on, nobody out, and now a 2-0 count on Sanchez. Okay. Hey now. 2-0 pitch. 3-0. 3-0, folks. Folks, you may not have been excited about the Gary Sanchez signing, as that's ball 4. Take your base, Gary.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
So Nicholas has come into the ball game and given up a couple of base runners here. Can't find the strike zone. Back-to-back walks on 9 pitches. Yeah, Gary Sanchez, folks. He's got some serious power in his bat when he gets a hold of one. I was watching a highlight package of longest hit home runs by stadium, and Sanchez has the longest hit home run somewhere. I was like, oh, that's Sanchez. There he is. Hey, folks, Jackson Holiday's up. And a big cut and a foul ball. 0-1 the count. Folks, Holiday reached on a fielder's choice and scored his last time up. He's got 2 on with nobody out. And takes inside 1-1. Jackson Holiday. The 1-1 pitch. There's a looked like maybe a backdoor slider there. Caught the outside edge for strike 2. Holiday probably better off not trying to go after that pitch. Hopefully he'll get a better one before this at-bat's over. 1-2. Swing and a miss. As Holiday chases the yacker. He is down on strikes. 1 away. Ramon Laureano will try to keep the line moving.
Ramon just threw a rock at me.
And he hits a routine. Oh, it's absolutely butchered at shortstop. A routine grounder to short that would have been a double play ball, and Liover Peguero. My goodness. Talk about rust. You can't ask for a more routine ball than this. The one thing I will say is that the lead runner for the Orioles might have screened Peguero a little bit from seeing that ball. Either way, we'll take it. Bases loaded now with 1 out. The tying run at third base now. And a big cut and a miss here. Who's up at the plate right now? Who is that? Dylan Carlson is at the plate. The count is 0-1. Do I have a Dylan button? I guess I need to get one. That one's lifted in the air to left. We'll see if this is going to be deep enough. Catch is made. Here comes the runner home. The throw in, it will be cut off. And it'll be a sacrifice fly RBI for Dylan Carlson. And this game is tied at 3 apiece. Dylan Carlson with his first Orioles contribution. And that should bring up Vasquez, who is in to replace Gunnar Henderson. Luis Vasquez, last year with the Cubs, barely saw action, just 1 RBI, and he takes a terrible cut at a first pitch off the plate outside for strike 1. Runners at first and second, 2 down. The next pitch is off the plate outside. Count even up at 1-1. Vasquez was added a few weeks back. I believe he was a waiver pickup from the Cubs. And to make space for him, you might have remembered Livan Soto as a utility infielder who saw some limited action in the second half last season for Baltimore. He was the one cut from the roster to make room for Vasquez. Here's a foul ball at the plate. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Vasquez just here for depth. Doesn't really offer a whole lot. No pop. Not incredibly fast. Not much in terms of contact skills, but he has a pretty decent glove and can play pretty much anywhere around the infield. He fouls this one off. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Here's a nice POV shot of some people sitting right behind home plate. This one's tapped on the ground. A big hop to third, and Valdez will just tap the third base bag for the force out to end the inning. But the Orioles could have been more, but we do scratch a run across on a sacrifice fly to tie the ball game. We head now to the 5th inning, tied at 3. We've got 68 people watching right now. What's the like count like? I don't even have that kind of information in front of me. Oh, there is one way to do it. Right over here. Hey, folks. If you are watching right now and you haven't hit that like button, please do so. We're up to 70 likes, it looks like. let's keep her going for this first spring game. It's good to see. It's very good to see. This day, thank you so much. It's so good to be back, folks. Honestly, I got to tell you, can I just be real for you for a minute? Can I be real? I'm looking right into the camera right now. This is BW right now, all right? Listen up. It's been a tough winter, okay? Personal life, global events, you name it. Lots happened since I last saw you in October, okay? But let me tell you something. I'm just so happy to be back doing this. This is all I want to do. And I hopefully you guys can see the effort being put in, and hopefully you guys will do what you can to spread the word, keep the community growing, support the channel any way you can. It doesn't have to be monetary, folks. Any way you can help out the channel is profoundly appreciated, because it's a grassroots thing, folks. I don't have any special connections. It's help from viewers like you. All right, top of the fifth we go. I even got some of that hangout music. This is a different kind of hangout music. It might be too loud. Yeah. Okay, Cage Stroud, the new Oriole pitcher, right-hander. He pitched for Bowie last season. He also made it to AAA as well. Wait a minute. AAA Frederick, or is that old school? I'm having a brain cloud. Bowie's AA, AAA is. It's not Frederick, is it? What am I? Why am I? Where the hell do we play? I forget. Frederick was A-ball. AAA Norfolk, thank you. Good Lord. Frederick was AAA back in the day, right? Frederick Keys? Yeah, who am I watching right now? What is this? Is this the Skipjacks? This ball is hit into left center field, and it's going to be caught out there by Luis Vasquez. Holy cow, what a catch. Folks, a blooper in the no man's land. The Bermuda Triangle out there in left center field. Luis Vasquez running with his back to the infield. Makes a complete over-the-shoulder catch as he goes into a slide. What a play. I told you he's got a glove. Well, he just showed it off right there.
Besides that, it's on the reflexes. Besides that, it's on the reflexes.
My goodness. Folks, you don't know how embarrassed I am right now that I couldn't remember that AAA is in Norfolk and has been now for quite some time. I look at the Norfolk Tides. I got no excuse. All right. Who are we again? All right. Stroud with a 2-0 count on Palacios, the Pirate left fielder. Next pitch is fouled back, so the count is 2-1. 1 out, nobody on top of the fifth. Tie ball game, 3 apiece. Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Oh, has Norfolk got a nice ballpark? There's a called strike on a breaking ball. 2-2 now on Palacios. Stroud with a nice little goatee mustache combo. There's a swing and a miss. He gets Palacios to chase. Nice pitch there from Stroud.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
He gets the whiff from Palacios. 1 away. By the way, this is a 9-inning game, I'm pretty sure. I know there's been some games out there that have only gone 7 innings. I don't have any indication that it would be just a 7-inning game, but I'm also pretty sure if this game were to be tied after 9 innings, they just end it. Here's Henry Davis. He hit that double his last time up to give the Pirates a 3-2 lead. That came off Keegan Aiken. He's got a 2-0 count now as this pitch misses low and away. 2 down, nobody on. Top of the 5th, tie ball game. This one swung on and fouled straight back, 2-1. Play-by-play with JJ, folks. He's in the house. Be sure to subscribe to his channel if you haven't done so already. We're playing the Phillies tomorrow. JJ, you covering that game? Folks, if JJ's covering Orioles Phillies tomorrow, don't you dare go there then, but go there any other time when we aren't in direct competition. 3-1 pitch to Davis is low and outside, ball 4. 2-out walk by Stroud to the Pirate catcher, Henry Davis. Hey, folks, if you don't mind, let's do a quick lag check just to see how quickly response time is on this first stream. I'll say a number. Just type it in as soon as you hear it. Not everybody has to do it, but if enough do, I'll get a good idea. As Nick York, the cleanup hitter DH at the plate, and he takes low and outside for ball 1. The number to type in is 5. Type in the number 5 quickly. Find out. All right. That looks pretty darn healthy, folks, I got to tell you. And look at the response. Folks, I'm back like I never left. I'm back like I never left. It's 2-0 on York. What are you, a peppermint patty or something? See, it's that kind of fantastic humor that you've been missing now for about 4.5 months. Pitch. That should be a strike, and it is. This umpire likes the delayed strike call. I guess he's a little bit rusty, too. 2-1 the count. Overcast day here in Sarasota. I'm in Thailand. That's off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. You're doing a Sixers game tomorrow. Was that in the evening? We won't be on at the same time then, right? Or did they have a day game? 3-1 pitch is what? Ball 4. This umpire needs to be a little more needs to move a little bit more. Let us know what the hell's going on. So a walk pushes a runner to second, first and second now with 2 down, and here comes that damn DJ Stewart again, who's driven all 3 of the runs for Pittsburgh today. A 2-run double. Excuse me. Wait, what was it? A 2-run homer and then the double, or a 2-run double and a homer? Maybe I should find that out. 2-run double and a solo homer. The homer was in the 3rd, the double was in the 1st. 0-1 pitch to him is swung on a missed 0-2. Wow, after that lag check, the chat just went quiet. There's somebody. 0-2 pitch, and that one's inside. There's the Oriole bird in the background. Taking a look at some of the people here in the crowd. One-two pitch coming from Stroud. And that ball's fouled back. We'll do it again. Folks, once again, tomorrow we'll be back here on the BirdWatcher channel. Second game in as many days to start the spring. The Orioles will be taking on the Philadelphia Phillies at 1:05 first pitch. I'll be on the air about 12:50. Go ahead and turn on your notifications if you don't have them set already. It's time, especially in the spring. This pitch is off the plate. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on DJ Stewart. 2 downs, runners at first and second. Cade Povich will get the start. Two-two, swung on and fouled. Ball dribbles back to the backstop. Stewart, 31 years of age now. Florida native. Stocky left-handed batter. Came up through the Orioles organization. I can't remember what part of a trade package he got dealt with. It's been a while. 2-2 pitch is high. The count runs full. Stroud now up to 24 pitches since coming into the ballgame. And with 2 down and a full count, the runners at first and second will be in motion. Soon as Stroud goes into his windup. Here comes the payoff pitch from Stroud to Stewart. Swing and a miss. Oh, and Stewart was fooled. He was stuck between a fastball and an off-speed pitch. That bat started with a big swing, then it almost looked like he tried to stop, but it was too late. Strike 3, see you later. Stroud gets out of the jam, leaves 2 men on base, and is bailed out as well with a fantastic defensive play by Luis Vasquez, the shortstop, with a basket over the shoulder, sliding catch in left center field. Great catch. We head now to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through this one, folks. We're halfway through the first spring game. There's only 5,237 more innings to call. Good stuff, right?
Oh boy, is this great!
Don't act like our friends down at the nightclub, like we're not checking in with them like we always do.
Where you from?
Baltimore.
What?
Baltimore.
Baltimore? What's that?
Look, it doesn't really matter, all right?
Ooh. Ah. Hey, we got back to 2,300. We're back like we never left, folks. Thanks so much for subscribing. Let's push on. Let's push on. Because, yeah, it's been a long off season, and any way to get back
I
to.
want to thank you very much for that. I really do.
It's like leaving a plant unwatered for several months. This isn't a cactus, folks. I can't just leave this thing unwatered for this long. Oh, we're back to 2,300. So it is updating live then, the sub count. Okay, so that's something. We got a live updating sub count. We got live out of town scores. We got the nice banner of the scoreboard. We got a scrolling text on the bottom in your favorite Oriole colors. Is this Bradfield at the plate? Let me put my glasses back on. Folks, bottom of the 5th. Enrique Bradfield Jr. is getting his first plate appearance of the ballgame after coming on as a pinch runner for Ced Mullins. Wiry left-handed batter. He shows bunt and brings the bat head back. Ball 1. Bradfield in A and AA ball, 108 games combined last season, hit .272. And this one's hit off the end of the bat to left field. A can of corn out there. For out number 1. New pitcher on for the Pirates, a right-hander by the name of Tanner Rainey. Pitched with the Nationals last season, made 50 appearances, ERA of 4.76. We'll probably start seeing a lot of... Is that Kobe Mayo? Is that Mayo at the plate? Big man, yes it is. Folks, we got Mayo at the plate. I don't even know if I still have his button in here anywhere. Yeah, I'm going to have to add him back. He takes one in the dirt. It's 2-0 on Kobe Mayo. Where are you, sir? There you are.
Just get it all on there. Just spread it out.
Yes, yes. Get it all on. Spread it out.
Just get it all on there. Just spread it out.
Spread it out. This one's hit on the ground to third. Picked cleanly. And over to first in time. Kobe Mayo grounds out on a 2-0 pitch. 2 down in the inning. Emmanuel Valdez on the play. He's still out there at third base for Pittsburgh. So some starters still out there in the ball game. But it's usually this area of the game where you're going to see a lot of changes. Here's Judd Fabian, Orioles outfield prospect, right-handed batter. He's at the plate, getting his first swings of the spring. He takes inside for ball 1. Fabian, wearing number 90. Combined AA, AAA last season, hit .215 with 20 home runs. Takes a called strike here, evens it up at 1-1. Okay, Axel, unsubscribe. Thanks for screaming it at me. Sorry for the free content. Go back to TikTok? I don't know. More power to you, buddy. 2-1 the count on Judd Fabian. First hater of the season, folks. And that's a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, you don't have to delete. Everyone's entitled to a terrible opinion. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Fabian goes down on strikes. That'll end the inning. We'll head to the 6th. Still tied at 3. Oh, Rob, you know how you're a mod, Rob. You signed up for this. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Oh, Axel. Am I the worst channel on YouTube you've ever come across? Are you unsubscribing? Okay. I'll live. I'm going to try to live now. I don't know. I don't know, people. I could go for like a snack or a beverage, something. I got cold coffee. It is currently 2:37 a.m. here, where I am. Hey, look at this magic. How does this just disappear? Where does it go? Oh, that Axel.
Oh, you're gonna need some time on your own. Oh, you're gonna need some time all alone.
Sorry, Axel. We could have done a duet together, man. I'm bummed out. All right, here we go. Top of the 6th, And the Orioles have a new pitcher out here. It's Corbin Martin. AAA last season. That's Norfolk, don't you know? 38 appearances, 4.78 ERA. Opponents hit 302 off of him. Not very good numbers. But hey, it's spring. You get an invite. Show us what you can do, Mr. Martin. He gives us ball one to a batter whose name is not yet on the screen. Swing and a miss by the left-handed batter, whose name I don't yet know, and is now being blocked by an MLB Network logo. Nobody wants me to know his name, I guess. That pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike on the Pittsburgh batter. Oh, my. Where am I? We're over here. Maybe it'll tell you on the screen. Rodriguez, thank you. It's a oh, I think this is Endy Rodriguez, switch hitting prospect catcher. This kid's actually he's got some prospect to him. Endy Rodriguez. Again, it's Martin on the mound for the Orioles. This one's lifted into left center field toward the gap, and that ball is going to drop in. Bradfield will get to it first, but it'll be a double by the time he gets the ball back in. A leadoff double by Endy Rodriguez. I told you, this is a guy to check out. Well, a leadoff double, and now the Pirates have the potential go-ahead run in scoring position with nobody out. Guns N' Roses references up and down the Charm City chat. I love it. Martin's first pitch to the next Pirate batter, whose name shall be held until stated. It's a 1-0. Alika Williams. Thank you. Corbin Martin on the mound for Baltimore. Alika Williams, the shortstop. And this ball's blooped. Coming in as Bradfield. He does make the catch. I thought that ball was going to drop in a little faster. It hung up there long enough. Bradfield makes the catch. In fact, it was shallow enough so that the runner at second base was unable to advance. So a good first out to keep that go-ahead run at second base. Yeah, why are you guys worried about Corbin Burns when we got Corbin Martin right here? Here is the number 8 hitter in the lineup now, Gorski, center fielder, right-handed bat. Folks, there's just new players everywhere, and don't expect me to keep track. Maybe now's a good time to send me some direct comments or questions and maybe talk a little bit about the team as we watch the last few innings here. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Gorski. Hey there, Norma Cheryl Washington. Norma Cheryl. This ball's hitting the left field. Going back, looking up, and that ball's going to go way over the wall. Gorski absolutely drills a pitch into deep left field for a 2-run homer, and the Pirates are ahead 5-3. Corbin Martin, you, sir, are not Corbin Burns. Full game. I have a question about the D-backs versus Padres match at minute 13:30. Although the player threw the ball inside the strike zone, his throw was considered illegal and was evaluated as a ball. What is the reason for this? Please answer. I don't know. I'm not watching that game. I'd have to be seeing something in order to be able to comment on it. But I can tell you what's going on with the Orioles and the Pirates. as the Pirates are ahead 5-3 here in the top of the 6th. Brannigan, the batter now, and this ball is hit on a couple of bounces to shortstop. Vasquez spins, throws, got him. Luis Vasquez is impressing with his defense. He was out on the outfield grass by the time the ball got to him. Made a nice spin and throw. And had just enough time to get it there. Second out of the inning. And here's a called strike to the next batter. Who do we have? Fellow by the name, Nick Solak. I don't need to know the first name. I know it already. Unless there's another Solak in the majors. Swing and a miss. Solak in the hole, 0-2. 2 down, nobody on, top of the 6th. The Pirates have taken the lead here. It's 5-3. On a 2-run home run by a fellow by the name of Gorski. At this stage of spring, Big Cuz, there's always bullpen action. There's bullpen action from pitch 1, my friend. Martin's out here for the 6th. And that ball's fair down the left field line. That's going to be extra bases. Solak will dig into second and hold up there with a 2-out double. We'll see a new pitcher in the next inning, and then another new pitcher in the next inning after that. There's so much bullpen activity, they don't even bother showing you cutaways to the bullpen to see who's warming up. It's just a never-ending carousel of guys getting inside sessions and other guys getting ready to come into the ball game. My game just froze. Uh-oh, it might be that 2-hour mark thing. Is that what that is? Oh, folks, stand by. Well, I'll tell you what. It's a good sign it took this long. And now I've got my regular once-a-day freeze. This happens about 2 hours into a game. I guess I just can't play a game any longer than that. Now, I'm going to have to open everything back up. And what's going on here? Why isn't this working? No. I'm going to have to do a hard restart of my computer. Hey, folks, guess what? Where did Axel go? This is the worst stream out there because it's probably going to take me about 3-4 minutes to get the ball game back up. I'm going to have to restart the whole laptop. The good news is it's on a secondary computer now. Doesn't interfere with the live stream. But for now, you're just going to have to follow the action on your little animation scoreboard there while I get the ball game back up. It's going to be a couple of minutes, folks. Sorry about that. Better now than the regular season, right? A bit of hold music for you. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? This laptop was also unplugged and probably low on battery power. That feels too loud now. Oh, what? It's now trying to tell me It is now trying to tell me that I don't have Wi-Fi on this computer, but it's working fine on the one I'm streaming on. Like, come on. If it's working here, what's the problem? You gotta be kidding me. Tell you what, folks, if it ain't one thing, it's another. You got anybody on? Yeah. Where? Okay. It's coming back up. Coming back. One moment. Come on back. Cave. Huh. Oh, it wants me to do a Windows update. Of course it does. You gotta be kidding me, man. Oh, boy. Is this gonna just crap out on me? Not already. Come on now. There's so much more. I have so many sights to show you. You gotta be kidding me. Well, hang in there, folks. I know. This is ludicrous. Madness. Time for another song. Only got this one. Ah, man. I mean, the game, I can see. There it is. It's back. We're back. We got a ground ball and a 3-1 count to first base, and the first baseman will beat the batter to the bag to record the final out here in the 6th inning. Sorry about that, folks. We're back. We head to the 7th. It's 5-3 Pittsburgh. Oh, spring. Spring has sprung, folks. Spring has indeed sprung. What this first stream is doing for me is helping me answer every question about what needs to be tinkered with, what needs to be adjusted, what to do if this or that ain't working. We'll get through it together. We'll get through it. I might need another lucky. Cheers, Michael. Thanks, Matt. Hey, Pocket. How you been? Thanks, Robert. You guys are the best. Hey, the other thing I got to worry about now is, like, I got to go out and, like, up my wardrobe because, you know, I'm a digital nomad, and I don't have a whole lot of stuff. The less stuff you have, the easier it is to not be tied down. You get what I'm saying? And that's the way I've been living for a long time. So I've got like 10 shirts, 5 pair of shorts, socks and underwear. Wash it every couple of weeks. And some of these shirts I've been wearing now for damn near 10 years. So, yeah, get used to seeing a lot of the same shirts and what have you. This is my Adidas light blue stripe shirt. I've got a few of these types. They're good for hot weather. Hey, Armbruster. Justin Armbruster. This is a guy I want to see pitch. Last year in AAA was a disaster. 7.54 ERA. 5-11 record, but he's supposed to have a little something. Well, he's fallen behind here 2-0 to the first batter he's facing here in the top of the 7th. Hey, Coldest is back. Welcome. Here's a check swing foul, 2-1 the count. By the way, thanks to MLB Network for not cutting away to Juan Soto's third at-bat. Maybe he never got one. Here's a high fly ball pretty deep to left field. Back on the track, making the catch is somebody for Baltimore. Who's that in left? Is that Daz Cameron maybe? I'm guessing. That's Daz Cameron, but I'm not 100%. Let's see. In left field right now, I can tell you who's on the field right now. Vasquez is at short. Bradfield's in center. Kobe Mayo at third. Judd Fabian is now the DH. Emmanuel Rivera, remember him? He's at first base right now. Maverick Hanley is the Oriole catcher. Vimeo Mason is at second base. Dylan Beavers is in right field, and I was correct. That was indeed Daz Cameron making that first out in left field. For the Pirates, if it matters, Nick Solak is in the game now in right field. Bryce Johnson's in left. Malcolm Nunez is the first baseman. Termar Johnson is at the plate right now, pinch hitting for the DH Nick York. And Johnson has a 2-0 count. Swung on and fouled off to the right. 2-1 on Termar Johnson. Sung Chi Cheng is in the ballgame replacing DJ Stewart. Indy Rodriguez, you saw, hit that double, doing the catching now for the Pirates. Alika Williams came in to pinch hit in the previous inning. Matt Gorski hit that 2-run homer, the current difference in the ballgame. And this ball's hit down the right field corner. If it's fair, it's trouble, but it's a foul ball. And finally, Jack Brannigan is playing third base for Emmanuel Valdez for the Pirates. So there you go. New players at every position, and Jackson Halliday currently being interviewed by the Masson broadcast team. His cheeks are still rosy red. I got to admit, he doesn't look like he's in high school anymore. He does look like he's old enough for college. 2-2 pitch from Armbruster is swung on and missed. There's the second out here in the 7th inning. Armbruster with the punch out.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
And I hear some commotion outside here on what for me is a late Saturday night, 3 a.m. local time. That's when the freaks come out. Want to know the count on this next Pirate batter? Who is it? Not sure. But, yeah, one of the things I need to figure out is I want on this scoreboard. Yeah, I'm on the wrong screen for one. I got to remember to be back over here during the game. But looking at this screen, it doesn't tell you who's on base, right? You don't see a little graphic that shows you if a runner is at first or first and third or a runner at second, bases loaded, whatever it is, base is empty. That is not on the screen right now, correct? That needs to be a part of things. 3-0 the count right now. There's a strike from Armbruster. 3-1, 2 down, nobody on, top of the 7th. Is that correct there, Charm City chat? No sign of a, like the out-of-town scoreboard. That actually gives you more detail about. I know you get balls, strikes, and outs, but you don't get to see who's on base. Payoff pitch coming. Hit in the air, left field. Daz Cameron in his tracks makes the catch, inning over. We go to the bottom of the 7th. And folks, for the first time in 2025, it's the 7th inning stretch. Why don't you reach into those emojis right now and throw some cakes on the griddle.
Thank God I'm a country boy. Thank God I'm a country boy. Thank God I'm a country boy. Thank God I'm a country boy.
You guys don't remember how this works, do you? You don't remember how this works. These are the cakes. The chat is the griddle. That's simple, folks. Folks, we're up to 80 likes. How about them apples? Feeling good. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
It's spring training for all of us, folks. We got to remember how this thing works. I've got to be able to have a little info about who's on base. That is just too necessary. You know what I could play around with here in the late innings? We are currently using the wait a minute, where am I? Where the hell am I? Okay, so we're using that. Where? Huh. If I use ESPN, still a problem. ESPN has the information in the top scoreboard banner, you know, like I have right now. I'm using the Yahoo banner. It's nice because you got like the orange and black, you got colors. You've got a white background for the ESPN version, but in the very middle, it shows you the bases. Dylan Beavers is up to hit for the Orioles now. Dylan Beavers. This is a guy who I'm saying, let's throw him in a trade package. And he's got a base hit. Look at that. On the ground between second and short. Beavers is on with a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 7th. Turn on the faucet. Hey, Axel, you're back. It's surprising to see you here, considering I'm the worst YouTube content out there. I'm happy that you enjoy really bad content. Here's Daz Cameron, and he takes a little bit high for ball 1. New pitcher out here for the Pirates, another right-hander. We have not seen a lefty yet for Pittsburgh. A fellow by the name of Shugart. And Cameron lines one into left field, a base hit. He stroked it. 2 on, nobody out. And the Orioles have something cooking here. Beavers and now Cameron. 2 on, nobody out. Couple of runs down. Got some speed on the bases here. Here's Luis Vasquez, and he gets into one left field, but it's going to be right at the left fielder. He'll make the catch. Both runners have to hold for the first out of the inning. Vasquez jumped on the first pitch, turned on it, just couldn't quite barrel it up. He doesn't really have a whole lot of power in his bat. Here's Enrique Bradfield Jr. now, and you'd love to see him do something productive in this spot. 0 for 1. He flew out in the 5th. And the catcher, Rodriguez, is going to come out and have a chat with the pitcher, Shugart, and that conversation lasted about 0.4 seconds. I tell you, this Bradfield kid, he is a stick. He is built like a matchstick. Not to say that you can't succeed in the bigs with his size, but my goodness, just a little bit of bulk. I don't want to take away his speed at all, but he is a thin man. 0-1 the count on Bradfield. And the count, or the pitch is low, the count 1-1. First and second, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Pittsburgh ahead 5-3. The Orioles have the tying runs on. Bradfield at the plate with a 1-1 count. Shugart's next pitch is swung on, hit in the air. This should be easy. Left field, waiting on it. Catch is made for the second out. So the Orioles get the first 2 men on base, but then 2 fly balls to left, and now we need a big 2-out hit from, I believe it's going to be Emmanuel Rivera. Rivera, who was very helpful to the Orioles team down the stretch last season when we had a bunch of injuries on our infield, mainly Jordan Westberg. And Kobe Mayo had his shot for playing time. Oh, it is Mayo at the plate. Excuse me. It's Kobe Mayo at this point. So, speaking of the condiment, here he is.
Just get it all on there. Just spread it out.
Who here would like to see Kobe Mayo blast a baseball? That one is a comebacker to the pitcher. And that ball was hit about as hard as you can hit a wiffle ball. Mayo grounds out to the pitcher to win the inning. 7 innings in the books. We head to the 8th. It's the Pirates 5, the Orioles 3. Axel 0. Smoking's bad, okay? I don't condone it. All right. Smoking's bad, okay? This has been a public service announcement from Mr. Mackey, okay? All right. We are getting ready now for the 8th inning. Let's take it back over here. Folks, are we going to get to 100 likes? That would be fantastic. Triple-digit likes for the first spring game. The Orioles have a new pitcher, a fellow by the name of Van Loon. This dude doesn't even have a name on his back. He's wearing number 95. With Indy Rodriguez, who hit a double his last time. He fouls a pitch away, and it's a 1-1. Peter Van Loon. Who the hell are you? Decent numbers. Not sure exactly where he pitched. It just said last season in the minors. Didn't say A, double A, triple A. Just in the minors. That pitch is outside to Rodriguez. 2-2 the count, leading off the top of the 8th. The Looney Bird. Another foul ball, still 2-2. Okay. Mr. Hat. I got to ask Mr. Hat, can we score a couple runs before this game's over? Okay. This ball is fouled back. Another 3-2 count coming to Indy Rodriguez. Payoff pitch once more, and that pitch was close. Rodriguez was taking off his shin guard before the umpire even made a call there, but they gave him a base. Free pass, ball 4. Lead-off walk. Here in the top of the 8th for Pittsburgh. Van Loon now faces a right-handed batter, Alika Williams, who fouls the first pitch behind the plate for strike 1. Next offering is high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a pitch up and in. 2 balls and a strike. Sorry, folks, my mind is drifting. Shouldn't be. Spring training games. 2-1 pitch is up and in once more. That nearly got Williams. It's 3-1 now. Now I'm seeing nothing on the animation screen. It's just a big blank white void. What's going on there? Full count. Runner at first, nobody out, top of the 8th. It's 5-3 Pittsburgh. And that ball's lined. It'll get down for a base hit in front of Daz Cameron. So Rodriguez stops at second. Williams on with a single at first. Nobody out. Van Loon has faced 2 batters. Not retired, either of them. All right, here's Gorski, who hit that big home run his last time up. Takes inside for ball 1. That one's up and in. Van Loon has no command. Get out of the van way of this guy. 2-0 the count on Gorski. This might be the only time we see Van Loon. This hasn't been going well so far. That pitch is way off the plate outside now. 3-0. Brandon Hyde is rubbing his head. See if he can get a strike over the plate. He does, but I tell you, the umpire might have given him a break there. That pitch might have been up and outside, but 3-1 the count now. Yeah, it's just a blank screen now. Swing and a miss. 3-2. I mean, let me go over here for a sec. What's going on over here? Okay, I just refreshed it, and now it looks like it's kind of working again. This ball's lifted into the air. First base side foul ground. Emmanuel Rivera is there. He makes the catch. Emmanuel Rivera is still rocking that very well-trimmed beard. Looking dapper. First out of the inning for Van Loon. Took 20 pitches to get it. Folks, are we going to make it to 100 likes? Are you sure we got to 90? I'm looking at 83 right here. I'll take your word for it. Here's Brannigan, third baseman. He takes outside for ball one. Well, Rivera signed a contract which will allow us to stash him in AAA. I don't think he's going to make the big club on opening day. But, yeah, if any of our infielders go down, he's probably the first guy you call. Unless they think Kobe Mayo is ready. Oh, and 2 on Brannigan. The pitch is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Indeed, Michael. Yeah, that's the idea. They paid him a little more than league minimum in order to keep him and stash him. He could have chosen to just test the free agent market and see if somebody else wanted to pick him up, but for now, he's still an Oriole. Two and 2 the count on Brannigan. First and second, 1 out. Top of the 8th. And this pitch is called strike 3. Brannigan caught looking. Out number 2 for Van Loon.
Well, y'all come back now, you hear?
All right, 2 down and back to the top of the order for the Pirates. Nick Solak at the plate, and he goes after the first pitch, lines it over the glove of Vasquez for a hit. That's going to score a run. Throw comes in at second base. Indy Rodriguez crosses the plate for the 6th run of the day for Pittsburgh. It's 6-3 Pirates after the RBI single from Nick Solak. Vasquez looked like he would have had a chance to maybe jump up and catch that ball, but he mistimed it. First and third, 2 down, a run in for Pittsburgh. And there goes the runner down to second. The throw is on the third base side of the bag, and Solak has a stolen base. Or second and third now. Johnson, the batter at the plate. Johnson. What's his first name? Don't ask. Oh, is it Termarr Johnson? Is that it? Let me check. Termarr Johnson it is. No, Bryce Johnson. It's another Johnson. There's too many Johnsons around here. Where's Danny Mendick when you need him? All right, 2-1 the count now on Johnson. Baltimore has somebody getting loose. Number 84. Pitch is outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. The Yankees are about to get hairy. Foul back, full count on Johnson here with 2 down, runners at second and third. Payoff pitch is a little high. That'll load him up. And Brandon Hyde has seen enough of Van Loon. He points to the bullpen. Van Loon gives up 4 base runner, 1 is scored, and he leaves the bases loaded here with 2 down. Pitching change. Number 84 is making his way into the ball game. We'll get a name here in a minute. The Yankees. Folks, did you enjoy that World Series? Did you enjoy that Yankee meltdown? What will ever be known as the Yankee Fifth? It's a whole new piece of baseball terminology, you know? Like the Baltimore Chop. You got something called now the Yankee Fifth. Anytime a team absolutely implodes and just completely craps the bed, you call it a Yankee Fifth. It doesn't matter what inning, it doesn't matter what team. But if a team craps the bed hard and completely blows it, you call it a Yankee Fifth. By the way, did I mention that the chair that was brought in for the channel to help your boy get a little more comfortable? Some of you might not know this, but that chair has already expired. It happened. It actually happened like on New Year's Eve, somewhere around there. Unbelievable. I was quite upset. No, I did not already buy another chair, and I won't until I go through another year of getting processed for a visa, because it's just doesn't make sense to do it yet. I'm just gonna. I've suffered in this horrible chair for most of last season. I can do it for another 4 months. Then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so the new pitcher is Gerald Ogando. Right-hander for the Orioles. And here's a swing and a foul tip at the plate by the batter Malcolm Nunez. Bases loaded for Pittsburgh, 2 down. Ogando on in relief of Van Loon. Who are these people? I need Jerry Seinfeld to be on the play-by-play. Who are these people? Swing and a miss. Nice heat there from Ogando. You can send me a chair? You know how much it costs to ship something that has a whole lot of weight to it? By the way, the chair I bought, I mean, it was a nice chair. I didn't get anything luxurious, but I did my research. Thought I had myself a good chair, but the base of the chair, that main pole, it was bent out of shape somehow. Don't know how it happened. Once you bend that thing, you can't bend it back. I was so distraught, I picked up the chair and just started slamming it to the ground to the point where I pinched a nerve and had a bout of sciatica on my right side running down my right leg for a solid week. I couldn't walk at all for about a week. I was in some serious pain. And I guess that's what you deserve when you take your anger out on an inanimate object that weighs probably about 70, 75 pounds. I just picked it up and body slammed it like I was in the WWE. Two-two pitch from Ogando, swung on and missed by Nunez, and Ogando gets out of the bases loaded jam with a strikeout. Nice job, Ogando. We'll be seeing you in another ball game. I like the cut of your jib. We go to the bottom of the eighth. Pittsburgh 3, Pittsburgh 6, Baltimore 3. You got Amazon over there? Matt, what we have here is called Lazada. Lazada. That's the Southeast Asian version of Amazon. It's nice because, you know, whoever the hell's running Lazada isn't nearly as ridiculously wealthy as Jeff Bezos. But, yeah. You got Amazon over there. Got that right. Tell you what, I'll sit on a cactus if we can win the World Series. I will sit in boiling water. Not to laugh at your pain, BW, but I remember you posted how I'm going to walk and get breakfast. I mean, it was so bad when it first happened. For the first like 4 or 5 days, I was like bed. I was stuck. Couldn't move. There was no direction to move, though. Wasn't extremely painful. I just had to find one position and stay that way. I'm grateful, though. Boy, I tell you what, that was so painful. You have no idea when it's going to go away. Hey, look, it's J.J. Hardy, folks. J.J. Hardy, Orioles shortstop from 2011 to 2017. Another guest coach on the Orioles staff, getting interviewed right now by the Masson broadcast team. All right, we're in the bottom of the eighth, and who's up for Baltimore? Pitcher is a lefty, the first southpaw we've seen from the Pirates, a fellow by the name of Woods. Judd Fabian is at the plate. He struck out his first time up. He's got a 2-0 count working here. Next pitch is high, 3-0. Welcome in, Hayes Carr. Glad to have you in here. Oh, you're more than welcome. We're going to be playing each other a lot in the spring. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and join the family? We won't tell anybody. It's free, and it helps me out. Judd Fabian has a full count, leading off the bottom of the 8th. Payoff pitch is outside for ball 4. Folks, we got a base runner here. And welcome Hayes Carr into the Charm City chat, folks. Checking in from Pittsburgh. Hayes, 1971, 1979. We haven't forgotten, Hayes. We're a little bitter about that, but it's okay. All right. You're welcome here. Emmanuel Rivera, 0 for 1, but he has scored a run in this ball game. He takes high as Woods, the lefty reliever here, has looked pretty erratic on the mound. Chance for the Orioles to maybe rally. 1-0 pitch. That one's drilled by Rivera to left center field. Center fielder backing up. Center fielder looking up, and that ball is gone! Bye-bye, birdie! Emmanuel! We remember you. You're not going anywhere. It's the first home run of the spring for the Orioles. And we get one back. We get two back. What am I talking about? It's 6-5. Hey now, where's the celebration? Lovely, folks. It's a one-run ball game. At the plate now is the catcher, Handley. He's got a 2-0 count. Next pitch, taken for a strike. 6-5 here in the bottom of the 8th. Maverick Handley. That is a name. 2-1 pitch is upstairs, 3-1. And folks, we've got a super chat coming in.
Message for you, son. Message for you, son.
Folks, if you ever want to get my attention guaranteed, the super chat is your best bet. Matt, thank you so much. Didn't have much to say, but I appreciate it anyway. $2 ding dong. Folks, make it ball 4. Tying run is on with nobody out. Soundboard's a little low. Yeah, I've been let me see. Yeah. The reason being is that that music I was playing, this right here, that was a little too loud. I'm gonna have to go in and adjust that music. But yeah, thank you for that.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
You can hear that pretty good now, right? Emmanuel Rivera, I tell you what. Got some pop. He had a 2-home run game, I remember, in the final week of the season. Runner at first, nobody out. And Machin. Machin? I don't know. Machin. Left-handed bat, second baseman for the Orioles. Has a 1-0 count. I would just say machine, but he's missing the E. Mike Green's back. How you doing, buddy? And Machine gets into one to right center, but it's going to stay up. Center fielder will catch it. That ball wasn't hit all that hard. I was a bit fooled on that swing. 1 out. Folks, once again, a friendly reminder, tomorrow we're back at it again as Dylan Beavers takes low for ball 1. Runner at first, 1 out. 6-5 Pirates. The Orioles 1 run down. That tying run is at first. Tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. first pitch. I'll be on the air about 12:50 p.m. Eastern. Orioles versus Phillies in Clearwater, Florida. First road game on the Grapefruit League schedule. We'll be playing the Phillies with Cade Povich getting the start for Baltimore. Be sure to be here. Be sure to tell somebody about it. And if you can't hang out, at least make a cameo, smack that like, and be on your merry way. You've done your good deed for the day. 3-0 on Beavers. That one is a get-me-over fastball, 3-1. And you can see our good mod there, Froggy, a.k.a. Card Crazed, has dropped in the Discord link. Folks, if you want to talk Orioles baseball when we're not on the air, the other 21 hours of the day, Beavers hits this one foul territory down the left field corner, just out of reach of the left fielder, Johnson. So, at bat will continue, still 3-2. Yep, you can join the Discord. We got a few different threads going, but the general thread is where most of us hang out for Orioles chatter. When the regular season gets going, if everything's working smooth, the Discord could also be used for the post-game show where I could take your phone calls and call in and give your 2 cents on the game that was. Wouldn't that be exciting? We still have a full count for Dylan Beavers now. Payoff pitch once more is right in there. Strike 3. Beavers was frozen. 2 down. Here comes Daz Cameron. And he's first pitch swinging, fouls it away. That's right. I got a feeling people that want to call in, it's normally going to be a rant. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready to give everyone the therapy they might need. 1-1 pitch is fouled back by Cameron. 1-2 the count. 2 down, runner at first. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Orioles down by 1 run. They've been playing catch-up pretty much all day. They got it tied up at 3. So the Pirates came back. Orioles have made it a 1-run game after that 2-run bomb by Emmanuel Rivera. This pitch is fouled behind the plate. It's still 2-2 on Daz Cameron. Woods from the stretch, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Cameron chased one low and away, and that will end the inning. But the Orioles get a pair of runs on a 2-run bomb by Emmanuel Rivera, making the case. He made a case late in the year after Westberg returned from injury. We had to whittle down our postseason roster and figure out who was going to make the cut, Emmanuel Rivera or Heston Kjerstad. Rivera made that cut. He had that big game. Here he is again. That's the kind of guy you want around. A guy that knows it's a big moment and delivers in that big moment. obviously it's not a big moment in terms of the game result. It's a meaningless exhibition game. It's like that game against the Twins where he homered twice. We had already wrapped up our spot as the #1 wild card. There really was nothing left to play for, but he had something to play for. Delivered. Emmanuel Rivera. Folks, it's time for a special lucky break. I almost got through this whole night, but only human. This portion of the ball game brought to you by Special Luckies. Special Luckies. For when you want to feel special. Mountain returns. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. They're giving me a Felix Bautista graphic. Is he available to pitch? Is he about to pitch? When do we see him? When do we see him? When do we see him? I want to see him. When do we see him? Give me the mountain. All right, it's not Bautista on the mound. A fellow by the name of Held. Held. H-E-L-D. Held. Who the hell are you? Want to know the count with one of the two Johnsons on the Pirates at the plate. Folks, it reads on the screen right now. It's Hyde. H-E-I-D. I thought that was an L. I thought that was an L. H-E-I-D. Okay, because that was reading on the screen to me as Held Johnson, which I find to be amusing. But now it's no longer amusing because that's not his name. All right. Hyde. Heed. Whatever. It's 2-1 the count. For Mar Johnson at the plate. Here's a swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two on its way. Swing and a miss. Jamar Johnson strikes out. 1 out in the 9th. Whew. Whew. Folks, if you don't mind, there's not going to be a very long post-game show for this. I am just starting to get back into the swing of doing games in the middle of the night. And since spring training is going to be pretty much 90% 1 o'clock in the morning games for me, cut me a little slack. Why don't you? Let your boy get a little bit of rest before it gets real. Building up my stamina, though. We're getting there. Ching at the plate. And a 0-2 pitch is hit in the air to left field toward the corner. Cameron's not going to be able to get to it. It hits up against the wall and dies right there. Ching will hold up at second with a double. A 1-out double here in the top of the 9th. The Pirates are up by a run. They're looking for some insurance. Cameron didn't look like he played that ball all that well, I have to say. Ball sort of just dropped at his side when he was running toward the fence. It was more to his left than it was straight back. Here's Indy Rodriguez up for the third time today. He's got a double. Again, this kid is a good switch-hitting catcher prospect for the Pirates. Might be hearing his name a little more often down the road. 1-0 pitch to him is off the plate outside. 2-0. Hey, Mr. Bill. How are you, sir? Oh, my health is, you know, it's a pendulum. It's a pendulum, sir, but I appreciate your asking. This is a slow roller that's going to dribble foul third baseline. It'll just be a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, I had a couple of disasters. I was talking about my case of sciatica during the off season. I had a couple things that happened that if they happened during the regular season, I would have had to not do the ball games. But again, I don't know what kind of luck I'm dealing with, but hopefully I got all the downtime I need out of the way during the winter. Great to have you back, Bill. I'll be giving out some free BirdWatcher badges, memberships. Got 10 more to give out here in a couple of days. Hopefully I'll get one to my boy Bill, because I know he was an old school bird watcher, right? No pressure, Bill. That almost sounded like I was trying to subliminally sell you on something. I take it all back. Payoff pitch is fouled away. We'll do it again. I can do what from bed, Matt? Everything I've ever done well, I've done from bed. Another 3-2. Swung on and fouled back again. The Boyd bath. I tell you what, with that wall brought in, I tell you. Oh my goodness. Home runs. We're not going to depend on them. We're just going to be hitting a lot of them. Another 3-2 pitch to Indy Rodriguez is ball 4. Quite the at-bat there from Rodriguez, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this young catcher with his plate approach. Would you look at that, Bill? I tell you, if I had like 5 more days, I probably could have hooked you up for free. No matter, he's in, folks.
And I want to thank you very much for that. I really do.
I offer you the opportunity to join me in glorious battle.
Folks, look at how beautiful those binoculars are.
Nice binoculars. Nice binoculars.
Here's a ground ball up the middle, backhanded by the second baseman. He's going to have to hurry, and not in time. That was a close play over there at first. Whoever's playing second base with a nice attempt, that ball was hit kind of slow. He had to go a long way behind the second base bag. Get a throw off. Must have been a slow-footed runner there going to first. I'd like to see a replay. I don't know if they'll bother. Oh, we'll get one here. Let's see. He's out. He's out. He's out. Unless Rivera's foot wasn't on the bag. They gave us one quick replay. The ball definitely beat him. The only way he's safe is if Rivera's foot wasn't on the bag. This ball's drilled deep down the left field corner. If it's fair, it's well gone. And it is. My goodness. Gorski hits his second deep fly ball of the ball game. And I tell you what, the Orioles might not have a whole lot of storylines to take from this first game of the spring, but whoever this Gorski kid is definitely going to be making some noise for the Pirates. I mean, that ball was absolutely crushed. It is 10-5 Pittsburgh now here in the ninth. Gorski has driven in 6 runs, and he didn't start the game. This pitch is popped up right field. Beavers is there to make the catch, 2 down. My goodness, Gorski. Might want to stash him on your fantasy team. I mean, that ball was crushed. Almost to the parking lot out there. There's a small little pavilion area beyond the left field wall. Then you start to see a row of cars. It nearly got that far. 2 down, Nick Solak takes ball 1. And this one is hit in the air to left. Cameron should have this one. He's backing up. He's 1 step in front of the track, and his momentum takes him on the track, but he does make the catch, places the ball into the mitt of a fan over the left field wall. That'll end the inning, but the Pirates stretch their lead out after the Orioles had made it a 1-run ball game. Pittsburgh has doubled us up. It's 10-5 heading into the bottom of the ninth. My goodness. Who is this Gorski guy, huh? And where are my glasses? I don't know. You know what I got to remember is that the hat, if you guys recall, with its special powers, cannot be abused. It is extremely important that the hat is managed, much like you can't send your best pitcher out there and just pitch 9 innings every day. Doesn't matter if he's your best pitcher. You got to use him just right. Same with the hat. All right? So it's been sitting on my head for this entire meaningless spring game. I can't be doing that all spring. But then again, the hat does need to get worked in a little bit so that it can remember what its job is. I'm just explaining how the hat works, okay? Is the sub count updating? I don't know. Why don't we do this? Why don't I hit this and see if it refreshes to something new? Oh, it looks like it has. Oh, maybe it has. Maybe it hasn't. I don't know. Are we on exactly 2,300? How are we doing? Let's try to get a couple of more subscribers in, folks. And if you haven't hit that like button, please do so. I know it sounds like a pain in the patoot, but it helps, you know. It's a little gesture. Are you the sort of person that, you know, somebody's right behind you, you're walking into a shop, you hold the door for them, right? You wouldn't just pretend like they weren't right there behind you. It takes just a moment of your time. You're letting somebody else in. It's a good thing. All right, that was the sales pitch. Here we go, bottom of the ninth. Vasquez will lead it off, top of the order for the Orioles. And Ramos is the new pitcher for the Pirates. This one's hit softly to second. And Vasquez is retired quickly for out number 1. Bottom of the ninth. And time running out. Here are the rules for the automatic ball strike system challenges. Each team has 2 challenges per game. And you retain that challenge if you are successful. Only the batter, pitcher, or catcher can challenge. No help from the dugout. As this first pitch is in there for a strike. And now my game... Oh, there we go. Momentary glitch. Here's Bradfield at the plate. 0 for 2. He's flown out both times. And he's got a 1-1 count right here. Next pitch. There's a called strike. Catcher brought that back over the plate. Wilkin Ramos, that's your name. Was not in the big leagues last season. 41 appearances in the minors with a flat 3 ERA. Likes to wiggle his mitt before going into a set and into his windup. Wears the high socks up to the knees. Bradfield with a 2-2 count. And that pitch is low. Enrique Bradfield Jr. If all goes as hoped, this could be your Cedric Mullins replacement next season. Not to say that I don't hope that there was some way to re-sign Mullins and keep him a part of the team, but the way things operate and the way Elias chose Bradfield when he did, it just sort of lined up where he knew a new center fielder was going to be needed. Hopefully Bradfield can be that guy for us. Payoff pitch is foul back. We'll do it again. Oh, sure. I would expect Bradfield to make his major league debut this season. But in terms of becoming a regular, I think that's 2026. Here's a ball hit back to the pitcher. Ramos picks it up, throws to first, and Bradfield retired. And the Orioles are down to their final out here. Final out on the first spring game, folks. I will give a brief post-game wrap-up, but just to make sure I don't forget, let me just say thanks so much for coming out here and hanging out on the BirdWatcher channel. Once again, I know you guys are totally cool with it. The fact that there's some bugs and new features and some things to work out, some things to tinker with and make a little bit better. We got Kobe Mayo at the plate and a bad swing on an 0-1 count, a pitch that off the plate, low and outside. I tell you what, Bradfield has flown out twice before that last at bat. Then Mayo has grounded out twice. Mayo's the one that needs to be hitting it in the air, and Bradfield's the one that needs to be hitting it on the ground. That ball's hit hard but foul by Mayo, still 0-2. I tell you what, you take a look at Mayo's build, and you wonder how is he not a major leaguer. This dude is built like a brick house made out of waste. You know that kind of house. The 0-2 pitch is foul back. Mayo stays alive. I just want to see him with a nice hard hit ball. I don't care if it's a line drive right at somebody. I just want to see him hit this ball hard. Come on, Kobe. 0-2. That one's hit to right, and that should do it. And there's the catch. Folks, the 2025 spring has officially begun, and it has begun with a loss to the Pittsburgh Pirates, as I'm sure doesn't need to be explained. Not a whole lot to glean from the result. What matters most at this point is getting some pitchers in there to build up some stamina. Today was Albert Suarez's turn to go first. Went a couple of innings, and unfortunately, after getting the first couple of outs in each of those innings, had trouble getting that third out. Gave up a few runs. It was pretty splotchy from then on with the bullpen. Some guys looked okay, some guys not so much. In terms of the offense, well, your summary is this. Ryan Mountcastle scored on a wild pitch in the second inning. Ramon Laureano then drove in Jackson Holliday with an RBI single. Dylan Carlson drove in a run with a sac fly, scoring Emmanuel Rivera in the fourth. And then Rivera hit that 2-run homer in the eighth inning with Judd Fabian coming in to score. If it matters, Corbin Martin is officially the loser for the Orioles in this one. 10 runs, 12 hits, and an error for Pittsburgh. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Orioles. I'm going to check just to make sure that they don't have a starter named for the Phillies tomorrow. If they do, I'll let you know who that is. The answer to that is, don't know. It'll be a nice surprise, folks. Let's see, where are we? Folks, can we get to 90 maybe? 100 was a bridge too far. Could we get to 90? Is it possible? Before we sign out here, is anybody left yet to hit that old like button? We are about to call it a day. Glad I turned off the notification sounds for my Discord because that's been popping off. Okay. Lovely. All right. Let me check one more thing before I get out of here, folks. Let me check one more thing. Orioles BirdWatcher channel. Let's see. Nope. Never mind. We're good to go. All right, folks. Great stuff. It looks like we just about... Man, we're so close to hitting 1,000 total views, which for a spring training game is fantastic. And you guys are great hitting the like button. We got a couple of super chats in. Thanks so much for that. Yeah, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. I'm probably going to have to go back now and fall asleep listening to this to judge how the audio quality is. It's a never-ending... I'm striving for perfection, folks. I am striving for perfection. But for tonight, we're done at 4 a.m. local time. Coming back tomorrow once again. Oh my goodness! Right before the gate closes, Pocket Watch popping in, folks.
Message for you, son.
And I want to thank you very much for that. I really do.
Thank you so much for showing me the love there, Pocket Watch. I appreciate it. Thanks for the feedback. And yeah, I might have to get that chair sooner than later because I'm already. How did I got through it last year? Come on, I'm not 50 yet. All right. When I hit 50, I won't tolerate this anymore. But come on, I got a year and a half to go. Right? Come on. I'm like the same age as Tom Brady. We're born like a month apart. Why is he still able to do stuff? He and I are this close. Can't stand the guy. All right, I'm done. Thanks. Oh, I forgot to hit the heart. There you go. Thanks so much for the super chat, Pocket Watch. All right, everybody. I guess it's just so hard to say goodbye because I'm so happy to be back. But all I got to do is wait about, what, 20, 21 hours? Be here again with more fun. I'm going to remove the hat. Hat removal. The hat thanks you. And, yeah. Spring has sprung, folks. 2025, year 72 of the Baltimore Orioles begins now. till tomorrow, this has been the BirdWatcher. I'll chirp at you later. Do this one.